So the Swimstrength contract. We made this because we realized that everyone that was getting really crazy results on our program were all doing the same stuff. And the weren't, people that weren't getting results with us were not doing any of these things or not doing some of them. So if you follow these rules, these commandments, and you actually stick to these consistently, you will get results. No one has ever stuck to these and not gotten results. So, yeah, follow these and you can't screw this up. We're going to quickly go through these so you understand what's going on. One, stick to the recipe. That means hitting the right intensity every session. Look in the RPE and the RIR section in the training guide. That'll explain what to do with this. It's really important that you're actually hitting the right intensities. In the beginning, the first few weeks is kind of set up so that you can start to get a grip of what these feel like. And I will ask you to go to failure once in a while so that you understand, because what a lot of people do is they're actually not training anywhere near as intensely as they think they are. So someone might go 5 reps with a certain weight on an exercise, and they'll be like, yeah, that was an RPE 9. I only had 1 rep left in the tank. And then the next week I'll tell them, do 20 reps with the same weight, and they'll get to like 18. It's like, oh, you weren't even training. So make sure that you are training hard enough, because we don't have a lot, right? We are doing so little that if you're not training intense enough, you're not going to get results. Okay. There's going to be hard parts. You have to be intense with this stuff because it's not very long. This is how we actually get good results. If you start adding things to workouts, the intensity of your sessions is going to reduce. So don't add stuff, don't take away stuff. Do exactly what you're supposed to do following the RPE for you on the day. Because sometimes, you're going to be different weights on different days. That's the part of variety that we allow a little wiggle room for. Next, I will do the required number of workouts each week. This program is designed specifically, right? If you follow it, it will work. Make sure you do the right number of workouts each week. Don't skip workouts. If you have to change days, that's fine. But the best way to do this is to actually stick with yourself. Write down what days you are going to work out, where you're going to work out, what time you are going to work out, and have a backup plan. If something happens and you can't get to the gym on Friday evening, what are you going to do? Backup is, okay, I'm going to go Saturday morning. Okay. Figure that out, what your backup plan is, because sticking to the right number of workouts each week is so essential. If you skip a workout, you are not only missing that workout, but you are taking 2 workouts steps back, right? If you skip a week of training, then you have to go back 2 weeks to make up for that, to get back to the same spot. It's really simple. Turn up, make sure you do your sessions. 3, I will not do other optional dryland. Now, we understand some of you are going to have dryland programs that are mandatory. That sucks. Obviously, you have to go to those. But if there is anything else, if you're doing another dryland program or you're doing other whatever, don't do that if you have a choice, because our stuff really, really works really well if you just do our stuff. We've had people in the past that have been like, yeah, I'm doing everything, but I'm not seeing the results. And then we're like, what else are you doing? And it turns out they're doing 5 other things at the same time, or they're following another program, or they're doing like a Zumba class or whatever. This is designed for people that want to perform in the pool. Make sure you're doing just your swimming, the dryland if you have to, and our stuff. It will work. If you start doing loads of things, they're going to pull in a different direction and you're not actually going to be able to move forwards. 4, I will do my dryland workouts either before swim sessions or on different days to swimming. Basically, don't do your dryland sessions after a tough swim session, because what's going to happen is our gym workouts, after the first few weeks, when you get used to them, they are going to activate you and wake you up and make your swim session better. We're basically going to potentiate your swim sessions. You will realize that you start to feel better afterwards. However, after a swim session, you're going to feel drained. Our workouts require intensity, which you're not going to be able to get after a swim session. Okay. It just doesn't work with our stuff. If you're doing like low intensity nonsense programs, sure, you can do that. With our stuff, you have to be fresh when you walk into the gym. 5, I'll do every workout with intent. Half-ass effort gets half-ass results. Again, because we're doing so little, you have to really, really focus on what you're doing. Okay. Because if you skip a set or you take a set where you're like, you just lost that set for the week, right? You're not going to do that same thing again for another week at least. We're not going to kill you in our sessions, right? But you need to bring some intensity. You need to start training your body to know what intent and intensity feels like. That means going into your session with a vision of your goal, what you want to do, and training with the intensity of what you're going to need to do in that goal. If you want to go a certain time in 100 freestyle, that takes a massive amount of intensity, right? You need to train with that kind of intensity. 6, I will take responsibility from my own performance. Don't let your swimming friends or your coach put you off because they're jealous. People will see what you're doing and they will tell you you are doing this wrong, whatever. You're here because you believe in this, right? You're here because other stuff doesn't work very well, right? Our stuff does if you follow these rules. So, because you're doing something that's so different and so revolutionary, shouldn't be, people are going to try and put you down for it because either they're jealous or they don't understand. Just expect that that's what's going to happen, right? But it's like the old thing, it's like people will ridicule you in the beginning, but then 6 months later, they'll be asking you for advice, right? Just bear that in mind and stay the course. Don't let anyone else put you off course because most people have not figured out how to actually get results. Okay, 7, really, really important. I will join the university community, ask questions when I'm stuck, and help others. So, part of training on your own, it's hard to train on your own, right? And I'm not there to actually be your coach, like in person, and help you out with this stuff. So, it's really, really important that you take some, responsibility, like the last post, and take some initiative and actually ask questions when you need to. We're on there every day. I will be answering questions at least once a day. You're also going to be reminded. We've got stuff in the classroom there for you to get learning, educate yourself. But we're also there to support each other, right? Everyone's going through their own thing. If you're here training online on your own, trying to go PBs, that is so hard, right? It is so difficult to stay motivated with all this stuff. So please get in the university, ask questions when you need to. If you don't ask questions, you'll just start going on a path and doing your own thing, and then we can't guarantee that you will get good results. 8, I realize things may get worse before they get better, but I will carry on anyway. With most programs and with coaching switches that I've seen in the past, there have been times where there's been a really good coach who's got really good results, and a new coach comes in, and the whole team is like, "Oh, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine." 6 months later is when everything falls apart. 6 months, okay. Same the other way around. Someone has a really terrible coach or a terrible program. They stick to it for 6 months. A new program, a good program for 6 months, and it is at that 6 month mark where the changes start to happen. Okay, this is just, everyone's obviously going to be different, but that 6 month mark is where things will start to change. Between 0 and 6 months, anything could happen. People get better, worse. It's really unpredictable because you're doing something new, something different. Your body is going to start rearranging itself to do stuff that you never thought that you could do. But during that kind of rearranging part, you're going to feel weird, right? There are going to be times where you're going to feel weirdly tired. There are times where you're going to feel like you've lost your feel for the water. Stay the course, okay? If things are changing, that is the good sign, right? We've had so many people go through this that it's when you get to that changing part, that's a good sign, okay? There's going to be a changing part. There's going to be a part where you kind of feel like, oh, this isn't working. But as long as things are not staying the same as what they were before, good things are happening. And if you stick in to the 6 month mark, that's when people start smashing their PBs. 12-month mark is where people are like, oh my God, I can't believe what I just did. Okay, so stay the course. It's going to feel weird at times. That is a good sign. And kind of joined to that, this is probably the most important one of all. I will not quit, right? The only way The main, well, really, yes, the only way that people don't get results on our program is that they don't stick in it long enough, right? They hit that period where things start feeling weird and they just quit, right? They don't trust it. So they don't stay in long enough, right? If you do 1 month, 2 months, and then you just leave, yeah, you're going to leave worse than when you turned up. This whole thing will be a waste of your time. Not only a waste of time, you will take steps back, because if you don't stick with this thing, you're not going to see it all come to fruition. It's like always reading the blurb of a story, or always reading just the opening scene of a movie. You're going to be like, this is all right, but do I really want to stick in for this? And it could be the greatest movie of all time, but if you don't stay to watch the story unfold, boom, at the end, the crescendo, that's what makes the movie, right? And it's the same thing with our programs. In fitness, there are no quick fixes, right? The quickest fix is to actually see things in the long term and actually stick with things. So if you don't quit, you will see results. Remember, keep that 6 to 12 month lens on. That's when people will start to see results. If you quit before then, you're just a quitter. We don't want to work with you anyway. See you later. Stay in for that time. Follow all of these rules, right? Keep in touch with us. Keep turning up to the workouts. Don't skip workouts, and you will see amazing results. And then, if you're one of those people, then we're really, really excited to work with you, and we will do everything we can for you.